Hey guys, Dan O'Mac here with another video, and I thought I would show you my TNA Wrestling DVD collection. So we'll start off first with Against All Odds from February 13th, 2005. Here's the back, which you just saw was of course the front. On February 13th, 2005, TNA Wrestling presented the 3-hour epic pay-per-view event Against All Odds. That night, King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, defended the NWA World Heavyweight title against his biggest challenge to date in Kevin Nash. In addition, the masters of TNA's high-flying X Division, AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, battled in a 30-minute Iron Man match for the X Division Championship. I remember watching that match, one of the greatest matches I've seen from TNA. On this double disc DVD set, you'll see the entirety of the Against All Odds pay-per-view, including bonus footage of 2 exclusive matches that aired prior to the broadcast. Relive this epic event or see it for the first time on DVD. So the card was bonus footage, Team Trinity, Phi Delta Slam, and Team Tracy Disciplines of Destruction on the pre-show. B.G. James and NASCAR's Jeff Hammond versus Matt Bentley and Kazarian, and I'm pretty sure B.G. James, I think that's Road Dogg. Primetime Alex Skipper versus P.D. Williams. Dustin Rhodes versus Raven. The Alpha Male Monty Brown and Diamond Dallas Page versus Team Canada. Full Metal Mayhem, the charismatic Enigma, Jeff Hardy versus Abyss. The NWA World Tag Team title match, America's Most Wanted versus Kid Cash and Lance Hoyt. Iron Man X Division title match, phenomenal AJ Styles versus Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett versus Big Sexy Kevin Nash featuring Kip James and Sean Waltman, and I'm pretty sure Kip James is Billy Gunn, and of course Sean Waltman is X-Pac. And so we'll open it up. Here's disc 1. There's disc 2. I'm not too sure if there was a cover slip. If not, I guess I lost it. So yeah, that's the first one. Next up, Victory Road 2004, November 7th, 2004, TNA's first ever 3-hour event, and it featured Mexico's famous high-flying lucha minis, Trinity versus Jacqueline, The Naturals, Kid Cash and Dallas versus Ron the Truth Killings, R-Truth, Johnny B. Bad, Eric Watts, and Pat Kenny. Last Man Standing match, Last Team Standing, Triple X versus America's Most Wanted. In the Pit with Rowdy Roddy Piper featuring Jimmy Superfly Snuka, so they tried doing Piper's Pit. 20-man X Gauntlet featuring Hector Garza, Chris Sabin, Matt Bentley, Kazarian, Shark Boy, D-Ray 3000, Sunny Saiki, Sanjay Dutt, and more. Monsters Ball match, the Alpha Male Monty Brown versus Raven versus Abyss. NWA World Tag Team Championship, Team Canada versus the 3 Live Crew. X Division Championship match, P.D. Williams versus AJ Styles. NWA World Heavyweight Title ladder match, Jeff Jarrett versus the charismatic Enigma Jeff Hardy, featuring Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And we will open it up for you. And again, I don't know if there was a cover slip, but here's disc 1, and there's disc 2. Now this next one, I haven't watched yet, and I've been meaning to, and it looks like it would be a real good wrestling DVD to sit down and watch. Sting, Return of an Icon. And it's got Sting on the front. Throughout the history of professional wrestling, there have been several elite stars that have transcended the ring to shape the very future of the sport. For nearly 2 decades, the icon known as Sting has done just that. From his reign as one of sport's most popular stars to his epic 2005 return to TNA Wrestling, this is the story of the icon known as Sting. In his own words on this DVD, Sting gives you a rare look at the man behind the face paint, including exclusive comments, action-packed matches, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more. Sting Return of an Icon DVD highlights. Exclusive in-depth interviews with the Man in Black about his career. Action-packed Sting music videos. A candid look inside the private life of the icon. Never before seen photos from his early years. Exclusive footage from his family and much more. Matches on the DVD are Sting and Christian Cage versus Jeff Jarrett and the alpha male Monty Brown. Lockdown, Sting's Army versus Jeff Jarrett's Army. Sting and Samoa Joe versus Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner. Sting and Christian Cage versus Jeff Jarrett and Scott Steiner. Sting versus Christian Cage versus Samoa Joe versus Scott Steiner. So a lot of the same matches on here. A lot of Samoa Joe, Christian, Jeff Jarrett, and Scott Steiner. But definitely an interesting story. The career of Sting. And this is a hard one to open. And it's only one disc. Next up, this is probably one of the men that has helped build TNA, and that's AJ Styles, the best of AJ Styles, phenomenal. And the matches on there are to crown the first X Division champion, AJ Styles versus Jerry Lynn versus Low-Ki versus Psychosis. Triple threat X Division title match. AJ Styles versus Low-Ki versus Jerry Lynn. Triple ladder X Division title match. AJ Styles versus Low-Ki versus Jerry Lynn. No DQ title match. AJ Styles. No DQ X Division title match, AJ Styles versus Sean Waltman. X Division title match, AJ Styles versus The Amazing Red. NWA World Tag Team title match, AJ Styles and D'Lo Brown versus Low-Ki and Primetime Alex Skipper. NWA World Heavyweight title match, AJ Styles versus Jeff Jarrett versus Raven. NWA World title ladder match, AJ Styles versus D'Lo Brown. NWA World Heavyweight title match, AJ Styles versus Low-Ki, AJ Styles versus Abyss, AJ Styles versus Abyss Falls Count Anywhere, and a NWA World Heavyweight title cage match, AJ Styles versus Jeff Jarrett. And this one is... Oh. Sorry, I just realized that the case was broken. Okay, sorry about that. This one is 2 discs. This is disc 2. And this is disc 1. I don't know why they're like that, but cool disc. I like the A and the J. That's that. Then we've got from 2005 Lockdown. And this featured Sunny, Psyche, and Apollo versus Chris Candido and Lance Hoyt. Prince of Darkness match, Dustin Rhodes versus Bobby Roode. X Division Escape match, Matt Bentley versus Sanjay Dutt versus Chris Sabin versus Shocker. Tables match, Jeff Hardy versus Raven. NWA World Tag Team title match, America's Most Wanted versus Team Canada. The Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels versus Primetime Alex Skipper in an X Division Championship match. Lethal Lockdown match, DDP, Sean Waltman, BJ James versus Jeff Jarrett, the Alpha Male, Monty Brown, and Kip James. Number 1 Contenders match, the phenomenal AJ Styles versus the Monster Abyss. And this was a really good time, I felt, for TNA. These 2005, 2004 DVDs I'm showing you, I think this is the best time for TNA. They had a perfect balance of young, new guys like Sunny Psyche, Lance Hoyt, and America's Most Wanted, Alex Skipper, Abyss, Chris Sabin, Sanjay Dutt, and then they had a perfect balance of new names and established names like Jeff Hardy, Sean Waltman, DDP, Jeff Jarrett, you know. So this was a real good time, I think, for TNA. And this is disc 1. This is disc 2. And almost done. Turning Point, December 5th, 2004. And this one featured the New York Connection versus Pat Kenny and Johnny B. Bad, Kid Cash, Kazarian, and Matt Bentley versus with Tracy versus Hector Garza, Sanjay Dutt, and Sonny Psyche. DDP versus Raven. Serengeti, I can't pronounce that. Serengeti Survival Match, the Alpha Male Monty Brown versus Abyss. NWA World Tag Team Title Match, Champions 3 Live Crew versus Team Canada. 6 Sides of Steel Cage Match, America's Most Wanted versus Triple X. X Division Championship Match, P.D. Williams defending against Chris Sabin. NWA World Heavyweight Champion Jeff Jarrett, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall versus Macho Man Randy Savage, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy. That crazy match. I actually want to put that on. I might put that on, because that sounds crazy. That sounds good. And this is disc 1. And this is disc 2. And we're at the very end. This is a 3-disc set. I'll open it up. And these are a little more current ones. This is Victory Road 08, as you can see. And this one featured a Knockouts match with Gail Kim versus Angelina Love. World X Cup Round 4 Ultimate X match. Kaz and Naruki Doi versus Volador Jr. versus Davari. World X Cup Round 3 Elimination Tag match. Team TNA versus Team Japan versus Team Mexico versus Team International. TNA's Women's Championship match. Taylor Wilde versus Awesome Khan. TNA World Tag Team Championship Fans Revenge match. Beer Money versus LAX. Full Metal Mayhem match, Team 3D and Kurt Angle versus Rhino, Christian Cage, and AJ Styles. TNA World Championship match, Samoa Joe versus Booker T. Open that up. And it comes with a ODB card in it. Yeah, there we go. Comes with an ODB card and the disc. Then we got No Surrender, and I'm pretty sure this is from 2008. I think the whole set is from 2008. Yeah, the whole set is from 2008. 3 pay-per-views from 2008. I don't think you could see it that well, but anyways, tag team match, Prince Justice Brotherhood versus the Rock and Rave Infection with Christy Hemme. Tag team match, Matt Morgan and Abyss versus Team 3D. The Black Machismo, Jay Lethal versus the Guru Sanjay Dutt in a ladder love match. I remember that match. That was a good ladder match. Falls Count Anywhere match, Awesome Khan versus ODB. Don't see the Divas doing that in WWE. Knockouts title match, Taylor Wilde versus Angelina Love. X Division title match, P.D. Williams versus Consequences Creed versus Sheikh Abdul Bashir. TNA tag team title match, Beer Money versus LAX. MMA match, AJ Styles versus Frank Trigg. TNA World title match, 4 Ways to Glory, Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle versus Booker T versus Christian Cage. And this one doesn't have a card. And No Surrender. This next, the last one is Hard Justice. And we got 6 Knockouts tag match, Gail Kim, Taylor Wilde, and ODB versus Awesome Khan and the Beautiful People. Jersey Street Fight, Christian Cage and Rhino versus Team 3D. Black Tie Brawl and Chain Match. The Black Machismo Jay Lethal versus the Gurus Sanjay Dutt. X Division Championship match, P.D. Williams versus Consequences Creed. TNA Tag Team Championship match, LAX versus Beer Money. Last Man Standing match, Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. TNA Six Sides of Steel Weapons match, Samoa Joe versus Booker T. Alright guys, this has been my TNA Wrestling DVD collection. I appreciate you for tuning in. If you've watched the whole 15 plus minutes of this, comment, subscribe, go back and look at all my other videos. Subscribe to my buddy, youtube.com/lowercase letters BELLINJ, and check out our channel, youtube.com/1vs1gamers, for some cool gaming action. Catch you later.